why do you think God chose that specific body part? So again, circumcision, of course, is the cutting away of the foreskin on the penis, right? So I say, why do you think God chose that particular body part, though? Yo, what's good? This is Donovan Anderson. I'm the founder of 30 Mighty Men Ministries. I'm also the founder of Clean, the tools to achieve sexual integrity for the Christian man. Welcome back, bros. So the first session of Clean, like the week where we talk about the foundational elements of Clean, it's a question that kind of I like asking. It's not really it's a biblically based question, but there's no real answer as far as I'm concerned in the Bible, because God never says the answer to the question that I'm about to ask you and pose to you. But all the men who come through Clean, I ask them, first I ask them if they know what the covenant was that God made, the physical covenant that God made with Abraham. Typically, they'll say yes. So I start there. Say, oh, it was a circumcision, right? We know that God had Abraham circumcise himself and his son Isaac in covenant with him, right? For the promise, right? So then I asked the guy, I say, look, kind of cool, no, that's right, yeah. But I asked them, why do you think God chose that specific body part? So again, circumcision, of course, is the cutting away of the foreskin on the penis, right? So I say, why do you think God chose that particular body part, though? All the things that he could have done, why would he have, why that? You know what I'm saying? We joke around, why not an ear piercing or a nose, or, you know what I mean? The Nazarenes, they had to grow their hair out. That was the covenant, right? Let no razor, touch your head, right? Why was the covenant that and not something else? We get various answers, there really is no wrong answer, right? And there really is no right answer, right? It's a philosophical question, kind of what do you think God was thinking, right? But God never says why, from what I know. If you got a different answer, or if you have an answer for this question, put it in the chat. I love hearing what guys come up with here. But what I tell guys, especially because I run Clean, and sexual integrity is a big part, has been a big part of my life for the last few years. In running this program, I tie it to sexual integrity. So I say to them, for me, what I think about is Adam and Eve, right? Going back to the first sin. So this covenant happens with Abraham, which is generations later, right? But the first sin was Adam, for Adam now, was Adam being complicit with Eve in disobeying God. So God gives a command to not touch this one tree in the middle of the garden and eat from it. Eve eats from it and then shares that fruit with Adam, and then he eats. So he's complicit. So to me, I always think about oh wow, Adam chose Eve, his relationship with Eve, over God. But really, Adam is choosing sex over God, right? Because that's the marriage bond. That's the thing that he doesn't have without Eve. He chose that over obeying God. Literally, he chose sex over God. So I think about, so now fast forward to Abraham. My perspective is, maybe, again, it's no wrong. It's just my perspective. It's not in the Bible, but it's just my, thinking about this and meditating on it. God is taking that body part back. Saying to Abraham, that's mine. that in to be covenant with me, like, I'm gonna take that back. I'm putting myself back over what you put over me or what man has put over me prior. I'm taking it back. So I see that choice for that body part to be circumcised as a part of sexual obedience, sexual integrity with God. You look at your penis and you're like, man, like my penis is different, especially back then. And the pain that I imagine Abraham went through as a grown man being circumcised versus, like, you know, young children who were born and on the 8th day they're circumcised, who may never remember that process. So again, I look forward, like, you know, so put maybe your comments in the chat, like, why do you think God chose that part, that body part, or this particular covenant, physical covenant with Abraham? Why circumcise the penis? What's the purpose of that? Put in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts. You just heard mine, and as always, man, these videos are not for me to be seen, but for you to be encouraged. I pray that gives you some encouragement, that, you know, you thought about something that you may not have thought of otherwise. And to our God, as always, Jesus Christ, our King, to him and him alone be the glory. Peace.